I like that intro. Hey,
Hello.
everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Nice to see you all here. So here we are. You know what we forgot about? Back to school. And unfortunately, in some place, well, my relatives up north don't go back to school for another month. But my grandkids here went back to school this week, and I completely forgot about it. So here we are, back to school. We're going to do a project today. We're going to do a few different projects today, but the back to school project is the one that's really important for us right now because we're doing pencils. Let's see if I can switch over there. There we go. So today I have, in fact, let me just go over here for 1 second real quick. I have all of my engraved pencils, which I don't know how well this camera is going to focus on it or if it will at all. No,
Yeah, not enough light.
It's above the light, so it won't focus on that. I've got a 3D pencil jig that this file was on my forum, and it was posted for free. You can download it on my forum by Chicago Bob. I see Bob's here. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. I printed off a few of them, and I'm also going to be giving these away at the end of the live stream. So along with some other giveaways that we're going to have. But first I wanted to address something that I've gotten a lot of email on lately, which is why I'm not posting any content. And really it's a personal thing, but as you can see right here, I've got some state-of-the-art technology stuck on me and I'm having some heart trouble. So this little guy over here will restart my heart if it stops and report to the heart people, the doctor, and also report to EMS. So that's why I've been resting up lately and haven't really been putting any content out there. But that aside, I have been, in my spare time, I've been working on the pencil jigs, and I have got this jig that's my design from 3 years ago, and not this exact one. It's almost exactly the same as this one right here. I've just redone it a little bit in LightBurn. And the important thing tonight is that you guys got to stay tuned for the whole broadcast, because I'm going to go cover some points in LightBurn that make this jig work. So if you don't understand all of those points, well, then it may not work for you. But I probably jumped the gun a little bit. So that is Patrick with LightSource Engraving over there.
That is Steve, the hobo with wood.
Yeah, Steve.
And I don't know if you know it, but that's Rich, the Louisiana Hobby Guy.
So anyway, I put my my I before my E. Or my E before my I, whichever. And at least we got started anyway. So that's what I've been doing this week. I've been mostly resting because of this thing here. But besides that, I've been working on that pencil jig, getting a new LightBurn template that's not 3 years old. That was, done before LightBurn existed. That was actually an SVG file that I created. But now I have this LightBurn template. I'm going to share it with y'all on the Laser Makers Realm blog. There'll be a zip file there. There will also be a download available in my online store for it as well. We'll cover all that in a little bit, but right now I want to turn it over to Patrick and see what he's been doing for the last 2 weeks. Hey, Patrick.
Yeah, last 2 weeks, I've been doing much better, thank goodness.
And he had some heart trouble as well.
Yeah, between my heart issues and Rich's, I think there's somebody here that might be just stressing us out a little bit. I don't know who that would be.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm doing much better. I'm starting to get a personality back and have some energy, so that's good. So just what I've been up to, I've been thinking about what new content I'm going to create and have on my channel, and I'm going to start filming tomorrow. I've been making these trophies. These are... I forgot to unplug it. But I've made some acrylic trophies for a mine rescue contest. I designed a channel that the LED lights set in. It slides into a 3D printed base that I designed for it, and then the acrylic will actually snap into place there once it's in its final form, ready to be packaged and delivered. But I've been up to that. Let's see, that was 22 of those trophies.
Wow.
Then for back to school, I have. I'm going to make some of these live.
I love those.
On the live stream tonight. So I have BZ Rad and Jeremy, HTL holsters. I was thinking of you two when I made these. Then, of course, I have the different sports. Patrick, Rich, Steve. Let's see. We have Leo and Wendy, our trusty moderator, Wendy, and Leo, who owns Lasermatic, Rolly. And these were made on the Lasermatic, so that's why I went with them. I also started experimenting with the living hinges.
That is so cool. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
What kind of wood is that, Patrick?
That is the 3mm birch plywood.
Really? Okay, you stained it.
I stained it with Minwax gun stock.
Okay.
And of course, I have a bunch of pencils.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
And it says, a teacher takes a hand, opens a mind, and touches a heart.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So there's that. And then I made a second one just so you could see that this plywood, it's so fun to play with. It actually is a little strange too.
Does it play music?
It does not, but I'm sure I can work on that. And then, so I'm going to demo making the those backpack tags with. They have holes for cords rather than the rectangle for straps. So I have two names picked out. There are two regular donors that donate every month. You guys are going to get a personalized thank you live on stream. And then I'll end up probably with three other names here in a little bit. And then I'm also going to demonstrate. Let me switch over.
Thank you,
my rotary pencil jig. I designed this jig in LightBurn for LightBurn. It's for the repeat marking. It will do 20 pencils in one rotation. And what I'm going to do is give this file away, the laser cut file for this jig towards the end of the live stream. I'm going to give you a coupon code. You can go to my website and download that file for free if you have a rotary and you want to experiment with repeat marking and using this jig. And that is, I think, all I have.
Awesome.
Those trophies look great. Those are professional trophies. Those are awesome. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So,
all right. So, Steve, what do you got going on?
Well, we talked about doing pencils after our last live stream, and I was like, okay, well, pencil jig, that's cool. That'll be a nice thing to have. And like you, I've had one for a couple years, but I didn't have one as nice as I'd like. Now that I've got the Rolly and with its consistency and being able to put it back in the same spot without having to have it stapled and hammered and fixed into place so that the other laser always go. This is just, I like it. I love it. So I made a whole new pencil jig. I shared that with my patrons on Patreon, and it was labeled a 24 pencil jig. And about 3 or 4 days after I posted it, one of the patrons, hey, is that 23 or 24 pencils? So after all the precision I put into it, I only put 23 on there. So I had to redo it all. And then, so I got that, shared that with them. But in addition to the pencil jig, and since you were doing all these pencil engravings, and Rich had mentioned that he's not seen this, it wasn't popular in his area, but they sell like crazy on Amazon. And I talked to 4 different teachers who had all just bought one on Amazon. I designed a pencil distribution box. So you can actually, this thing will hold up to like 96 pencils, and it'll just spit them out one at a time as you need them. I don't recommend putting that many in there, but it will hold them.
Thank you, Joe.
I spent over 10 days. In fact, I'm going to make you all seasick. I'm going to pan you around so you can see my graveyard. That is what I spent the last 10 days doing. Is I would come up with a design and try it, and it worked. Had problems. I kept tweaking it until I got it to what I like to call my designs are flawless.
Thank you, Tommy.
So we're going to show you how that works and the innards of that in a few minutes. And then the one thing that Patrick, he did his with the living hinge. I did a box, octagonal shape, or hexagonal, like the pencils. And that sets with the box for the kids to return.
With no tabs showing.
Yeah, no tabs, all clean, everything hidden. That was a little bit of a mathematical challenge. My geometry teacher is just, if she's still alive, she's having a flip, but if not, she's spinning in her grave. Because I said, I'll never use geometry. Never. I don't need this. And boy, is it come in handy with LightBurn. So that, and then if you guys that have, even if you don't have the Lasermatic 10, join the Rolly Lasermatic Facebook group. A lot of neat things get exchanged in there. One of my customers on Hobo with Wood and a regular viewer here, she's here tonight. She posted a picture of a ornament in the feed last night. I think it was last night, and said that she would like to have it, but where would she buy it at? And I said, I can do that for you. And about 40 minutes later, I posted a picture, and I finally finalized it this morning and sent her the actual artwork, and it's pretty neat. Use it for a Christmas ornament. Or
that was on the forum. I can't believe how fast you did that for her.
Yeah, I actually designed it in just a few minutes, but then I really tweaked it. I really spent time on. If you look, the ribbon looks like it wraps around the heart. On the sides. The image she shared actually showed it laying on top.
Oh, that yours is better than the one that she posted.
Yeah, but this is on hobowithwood.com. I gave it to her because I knew she was already a customer, and I appreciate the support. And so I sent this file to her for free, and then plus that's also a way I can, hey, did it work? Can somebody else use the file? But that's on Hobo with Wood. The box will be, but it's not yet, but it will be. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. And so that's it for now. And like I said, I'll go into the details on how this thing works. I've got a exploded view of one to share with you, some details on it later.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Louis.
So do we want to start doing any engraving, or look? Have you been paying attention to any questions, or we got anything we need to address yet?
Lots of super chats.
We're gonna do the questions later.
Okay.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you for becoming a member. I want to thank everybody too for all the people out there that have become members in the last 2 weeks. It's really been awesome. We're so thankful for the support, and we don't have to constantly bang you over the head and ask you for donations. But thank you so much for becoming members, and thank you for all of these donations. It's really, really helping the channel quite a bit, because the supplies that it takes to do this. Steve showed you his graveyard just from the last couple of days.
Yeah, that was $45 worth of material.
Exactly.
Yep.
Thank you, Philip.
And speaking of super chats, when I said I was going to decide on 3 names, we had the first 3 super chats that we just have already received. I'm picking those first 3 names, and they're going to get a little personalized thank you when I do my engraving.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to get started now, and we're going to start engraving these. And I guess I will start, and I wanted to show you guys how to use my file. So let me share my screen.
And before you start that, Rich is going to explain his jig live on the live stream.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my jig with you as well, but I'm not going to go through it tonight. It will be in a video on the channel with the download, so you can have all that from mine. But let's take a look at Rich's, and then you can compare the two.
Okay, so on mine, let me see if I can make this bigger so everybody can see it. So this is my jig right here. And I wanted to talk about how to use this. So there are two different files that I'm sharing with you. And if you look way up here at the top, this one is called Pencil Jig Design Template BL Origin. So I have made templates for every laser that's out there, every diode and CO2 laser. So this is the bottom left origin, which is the laser I'm using right now, the Lasermatic. Then I've made another one for top left origin and top right origin. So in here, I know this looks kind of strange. This is the last file that I just ran. You're going to see once you've done the cut, and I'll show you that in a moment, because I don't want to save this one. Let me show you how this works. So there are 6, 12, and 24 virtual arrays in here. So if I click on this, and I'm not going to use anything but my arrow key here, left and right arrow keys. And I'm going to move this back over to here, out of the way. And then I'll take my 24 one and click on here. And if I just use the arrow key, I can move it to right here, which is completely opposite the factory print. Okay. So, almost every pencil is going to have a factory print on it where it's going to say the name of the manufacturer. You don't want to put it over here where the eraser is. And then I can put it over here right at the beginning. This is the center line of the pencil right here. So it's past the factory print. I can put it anywhere that I want. And all I have to do, and I actually like mine right here, and I put the factory print facing down. If I click on the alphabet key and come in here and change this to whatever I want, all I have to do is put some text in here, name whatever it might be. And that changes everything all the way down the whole 24 pencils.
I like that virtual array. I've not done that. I like that.
So, yeah, thank you, Steve. So that is how you use this. But it's very important that this is positioned. Oops, I need to grab this. This has to be positioned at the top corner. Now, another thing that I did here, and this is for any laser on the market. This particular jig is for the Lasermatic. So because of the honeycomb bed, the way it's positioned absolutely, all I do is put this wood up into the top left corner up here. And on the actual one that cuts this out, it only cuts out this line and this line. So that way you're not cutting out over here or up here and adding a kerf to it. So when you put the template back on for engraving, it doesn't line up. So that's the reason why there's only going to be 2 cut paths. So let me show you now the cut template. And this is bottom left origin. I'm not going to save my work there. And there is a little note here that'll remind you that this is the cut template. This is not for engraving. Okay. So now you can see what I'm talking about, how this is not lined up. Okay. So what I would do here is select everything. You could do control and the letter A, whatever it might be. And up here on the top, I'm going to just align it to the top left corner. If you don't know this, and it's probably not going to work for you. And it's definitely not going to line up with the template. So now for some reason, LightBurn doesn't save this position. So you have to do that. Again, it's just control and the letter A to select all, or you can drag across the whole thing and click this top left corner. If you don't see these advanced controls up here, right click on the white space over here. And you want to have arrange long checked here, not arrange. I don't even know why they have arrange in the menu, because if you use arrange, you lose all the advanced tools. So that's the trick to using this file. And that's really everything that I wanted to cover here. When you cut this out, you will not be cutting this top or this side. So if you're not using the Lasermatic, if you're using a different laser, you would need to have a dead stop up here. And I would highly suggest, and what I used to do before I had the Lasermatic, is that I would use a framing square. And I put the framing square down on the laser somewhere, maybe in the center position. And then I would align this to the corner of that framing square. So that's how you use this template successfully. So if you don't use a framing square, or if you don't have an absolute machine like the Lasermatic, and if you don't align this properly, it's not going to work. So with that said, let me come back to my my screen here. So I hope you all got to see that, because I can't see what was going on while I was doing that. But anyway, here is, oh, let me just switch over to a different camera. So let me go to this camera. So this is the Lasermatic, and I wanted to just quickly explain what I was just talking about.
And guys, before he starts that, if you have any questions and you're posting questions in the comments, please remember, before your question, precede your question with the question mark, then put your question in, and then if you want to punctuate again with another question, fine. But an initial question mark will bring that to my attention, so I'll know to look for it, and I will try not to miss anybody.
Thank you, Steve. All right, so my microphone, I hope it picks up over here. Let me move it a little bit. Okay, so here is the template that I just made. Okay, this is the file that you just saw on the screen. I use 2mm basswood, and the reason why I use this is because I make a lot of templates and I change them a lot, so I don't want to waste good wood, and this works just fine, no problems. So now you see I've picked this up off the workbed. Okay, but on this machine, this honeycomb is positioned absolutely. It's in one place, it's not going to move. So I'm going to just put this up in that top left corner like that, and that's how I'm going to burn my pencils. And I'm going to actually do this live, so you see that I just moved it, and now I just put it back in place. Next, I'm going to load it with some pencils and just run that job, and you'll see how well this works. So the important thing, again, if you don't have an absolute machine, if you have a Lasermatic, make sure that the honeycomb bed is positioned perfectly. So on my other Lasermatic 10, which is over there and has been running some jobs today as well, I have to do it slightly different, because the honeycomb does move just a little bit in the holders. So what I always do is I push it up to the top and all the way to the left, which is really like a millimeter or so. Just make sure that your honeycomb is in a dead stop position. If you don't have this machine, if you have a regular machine, tape down a framing square to the bed, and you'll have to frame the first job when you do your initial cutout of the wood. And then what I would suggest you do is you pencil out where the framing square goes on your wasteboard, so you know to put it back in the same spot and tape it down in the same spot every time for engraving. I hope I'm explaining this in a way that y'all can understand.
Yeah, and there's been a few questions, but one that immediately is to what you just posted there.
Okay.
They have the LM10, and they have a little movement in the bed, which there is, you have to have some to be able to get that in and out.
Exactly.
Ask, do you push that bed to the top left? And yes.
Yes.
Move everything. It's tight, that tight corner.
Yes. It doesn't matter where you move it. If you push it up and left, you push it up and right, if you pull it down and left, pull it down and right, doesn't matter where you move it, as long as it's a dead stop. You only move it a tiny little bit.
Yeah, and you do it the same way every time.
Same way every time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I see there's a whole bunch of questions about the same thing going on here.
All right. Do you want me to explain what I'm going to do first?
Yeah.
Then I can get started.
Go have at it. Meanwhile, I'm going to set up my pencils while you explain yours.
Set up your pencils.
Set them up. All right. First,
set them up.
I'm going to engrave 20 pencils. All right. And let's see, Lorraine, Laurine, Lorraine. Lorraine, you are going to decide what I'm putting on these pencils. You have the top super chat, so you are going to decide. So drop that in the comments, and I'll wait. Once I get that from you, then I'll get started engraving the pencils. In the meantime, I'm going to show you my Lasermatic. Just hold on 1 second.
There you go, Carl.
All right, I'm going to spin the camera around here. So what I have is some plywood on the bed. And I thought I would show you the standoffs that Rich had on the live stream 2 weeks ago. So those things are working very, very nicely. Let's see.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, they're working great.
Thank you, Carl.
So there's that. And then I'm going to go to LightBurn real quick and show you guys that. Give me a second. Switch over. Make it bigger. Recent. All right. So here's the tags, the backpack tags I'm going to do that have the circular hole for a cord. And Chuck and Andrew are two regular that donate every month. You guys have your names there. And I'm sorry, my A10 Mini flickers when LightBurn's running. I finally figured out what's causing it, and now I just need to figure out the solution. Army Dogs, Joe, and Creations by Tommy. Those were our first 3 super chats today. So you guys getting your names on these backpack tags as engrave those on the Lasermatic.
Awesome.
So I'll get that turned on.
Did you see Lorraine's suggestion?
No, I did not.
She's got the laser realm, but I'm guessing maybe laser maker's realm.
All right, I can do that. That's what we will do. All right, David. Well, I'll let you get back to answering questions there, Steve.
All right. Well, before we go back to questions, how do you, and Patrick, you or Rich need to drive? How do you make me big?
Oh, yep, I can do that.
How do you blow up my head? There we go. All right.
There you go.
So before we go into questions, I was going to, people are already talking about they want this file. They want this file. This file is coming. And I wanted to show you how this thing works. There's a lot of engineering that went into this piece. And this is a piece without the front and back on it. It's got a V hopper in it. And inside the hopper, there's a little channel that you rotate. But this didn't work by itself because of the shape of the pencils, being that they have flat sides on them. Once they can reach a certain point that they would stack up against each other and then no longer fall through. So I had to, if we look real close as this spins around, you'll see there's some cams on every other one. Now, this particular design didn't work because you'll notice that cam right there has got a point on it. That made it only work when you rotated it in one direction. And when I took it to one of my teacher supply stores, I've got this one, engraved, need a pencil, return it. And then it's got an arrow on the side showing you the direction of rotation. But of course, just without looking, one of them turned it the wrong way and it jammed. And I said, okay, that's a flaw. Got to fix it. One of the early designs had the hopper out front. That didn't work. So we redesigned the cams and made it to where it's unidirectional, or not unidirectional, bidirectional. It'll work either direction you turn it. You can turn it, and out comes your pencil. And I'm not holding her level, but there you go. No matter which direction you turn it, she's going to spit out a pencil. and it works practically every time. We're going to be giving this file away after the live stream. It will be available on my channel. Let's see where the banners. Anyway, on my channel, we're not going to, you can't go get it now, so don't tune out. But on hobowithwood.com, after tonight's live stream, I will be sharing this file along with my jig. And my jig's a little different than Rich's. It's the same principle, but I'll have a video showing how to use it. But for anybody who's watching the live stream, this file will be free. It's going to be free only for 24 hours. So for those, and we've got some really great viewers who are tuning in from Australia and all times of the day. So, but there are going to be some that's like, I ain't staying up for that. And they're going to catch this on the replay. But for 24 hours, this file will be free. But after that, it's going to be $9.99 on hobowithwood.com. So if you're catching this and it's way past 24 hours, $10 and you can get one. These sell all day long on Amazon for $40. And not as nice, not a custom wood, made out of blow molded plastic stuff. So that's what I've been doing. Now, Patrick, can we go over to your screen? You got some on the laser?
Yeah.
I got it.
Let's see, I'm going to flip back to me for a second. All right. While the Lasermatic's running there, I'm going to do the pencils on the CO2. And I use my air assist kit. I'm not trying to sell you air assist kits, but this is one I designed, my version 2. But I use it to blow the smoke from the whatever I'm engraving with the CO2 Galvo that smokes, and use it to funnel that into my fume extraction. So that way it's clearing the smoke and it's not, the garage isn't full of wood smoke. So I'll set my camera up and show you that. I'll show you the progress the Rolly Lasermatic 10 is making first. And again, I apologize for the flickering. I'm going to get that sorted. But it only does it when I have LightBurn running. I have no idea why. You can go back to yourself, Steve, and then I'll get the camera switched over to the.
I got it. I got it, Steve.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just starting to go through some of the comments and questions. And Laureen is who named the pencils there, and also a regular viewer. She is down in Australia. She's so weird seeing you guys back to school. Our schools in Australia start back in January. I'm guessing they get some time off. Here we get, what, 3 months, about 3 months, the summer off.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Looking for the question marks, folks. A lot of prayers for you, Rich. A lot of people.
Thank you, everybody.
Your issues and a lot of prayers.
Hey, you know what I forgot to do? You can see it running in the back on the side there. I forgot to turn off the air assist. So, by the way, the air assist blows the pencils out of alignment.
I don't have that issue with mine. Mine might be a little bit snugger, maybe.
Oh, I usually don't. I've done a ton of pencils this week, and I usually don't have that issue. But for some reason today, now, of course, because we're live, it just blew one of them out of alignment.
And you guys hear me say it. My designs are flawless, and I say that not because I'm perfect, because I'm not perfect. I make mistakes and I screw up stuff. I told you I screwed up my jig. I thought I had 24 and only 23. But when someone tells me about a mistake, I'll find it, fix it, give them the corrected file for free, and refund their money if they bought it from me. But just so I got back up here. Nancy Harris has got to thank Hobo with Wood. You're awesome. See, guys, I told you. Okay,
I'm not quite sure how this is going to focus, but here's a few of my pencils. And let me tell you something I did wrong. Well, I got to stop moving them around, I guess. One thing I forgot to do was the text. I did not in LightBurn, I did not increase the horizontal spacing on the text. So that's something that you might want to do. It's all a matter of preference. I think those came out fine. But in LightBurn, when you select the text, if you go up to the top, you'll see H space and V space. And what you want to do is use the up arrow on H space just to get to whatever you think looks good. You can make it as horizontally spaced as you want it. On these pencils that I did earlier, I put the horizontal spacing. I moved it up just a little bit. Let me see. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I moved it up just a little bit on these. Could go even more. So that's another thing that you want to keep an eye out for too, is the horizontal spacing. Set that to whatever you think looks good for your machine.
Another thing I do, in addition to that horizontal spacing, I think that the bold font looks better.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to hit go on this CO2 Galvo.
Well, okay. Watch the rotary, right?
Yeah. Here we go. Patrick showing off. He does this every live stream.
I try my best. Let's see, make sure I got everything selected. So I'm using LightBurn's repeat marking, 20 count. Let me see, make sure it didn't mess up any settings. Good setup. Steps are all good. And should be.
Okay, I thought you were ready.
Well, I thought I was too, and
I love that jig, by the way. You know, if you've got like a fiber laser or if you've got a CO2 Galvo, and you really can't do lots of pencils like this because the bed size is so small, well, this can do a lot of pencils.
Well, I'm gonna have to wait. This computer just locked up. That's the problem.
That always happens on a live stream.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not sure if this is someone who is a representative of. Is that Asus? How do you say that?
Asus.
Asus computers.
Asus. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's Asus is actually a computer brand.
Okay.
You know, like a motherboard or something.
So Asus, why is everybody on the diode bandwagon? Y'all do know that the CO2s are faster and better, right? LOL.
CO2 doesn't compare to a diode when it comes to doing things like this.
And if I'm going to make you sick again, right over there is my CO2, and you see what is being used as a workbench right now. I do have the CO2, and I do use it for the things that when the diode, like cutting colored acrylics. So there we go. Cutting acrylics, clear acrylics. It has its place. And I've got a video on my YouTube channel where I explained that, yeah, it is a little bit more expensive, but if you're doing production work, it pays for itself to have the CO2. But man, when you're doing hobby stuff, ain't nothing like the diode. And now that I've been blessed with the presence of the Lasermatic 10, and I had great success with my Comgrow Z1, but my first couple of months, and I won't even mention the name of that laser, I'm fit to be tied with some of the junk that's out there.
The laser that cannot be mentioned.
Yeah, but
if it will fit on the Lasermatic, and the diode will engrave it, and it's something like you said that's not production, like a one-off, or even if it's just a few smaller items, I'm using this all the time, and not my CO2. I've found that it's precise. The detail that you can get from this diode is just amazing. This isn't supposed to be a Lasermatic commercial. I'm just saying this.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay. So another thing too is that I just did 6 pencils in a minute and 22 seconds. So how much faster do you need to get? You're not going to get the type of engraving. Let me show you real quickly.
Trying to line up my 600 by 1000 CO2 would be a nightmare for pencils.
Yeah.
How well can you see that?
It's decent.
That is. Let me try the other camera. that is a wonderful engraving. Of course, it won't focus, but there it is right there. You're not going to get this kind of engraving with the CO2. You're going to get a lighter black. It's not going to be this kind of black, and it's going to also be deep. This one is not deep. It's just broken the actual color of the pencil itself. But you're not going to get that kind of engraving with the CO2. And I know this because I have 4 CO2s. So I've done it before, and pencils just don't come out right. Just like photographs on wood don't come out as well unless you're using a combination lens. So, you know, if you've got 2 lenses in your barrel instead of 1, and you've got, you know, maybe a 4-inch lens with a combination lens in there, a convex and a meniscus, and you got it completely dialed in, you can get some really, really nice photographs out of it, just like you can get with a diode. But with the diode, you get it right out of the box. So right out of the box. We might
be in business.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Should I bring you up in the screen?
No, not yet.
I'm bringing you up anyway. Oh, it's moving. I see it moving.
Did it? There's nothing. Yeah, it's moving.
It's moving. Hit that start button. By the way, Patrick said he's not going to sell you that air assist right there. But let me tell you what. Patrick sent me one of those air assist kits for my fiber laser. And, man, it's really a nice air assist. It really is.
All right. We're working now. So here we go.
All right, let's go. So you see how quickly I did all of my 6 pencils already, and Patrick's still setting up.
Yep, that's right.
Look at that.
It's a live stream, and that's how things go.
That is a beautiful thing right there. That's a beautiful thing. And like I said before, you can't do this without this jig. Later on, we're going to put something up on the screen. We're going to tell you how you can get this jig. So you'll have to go to lightsource.pro, which is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and put in the coupon code that I'm going to give you later. If you want my file, you can go to engraveandcutfiles.com. It will be free until Tuesday when the coupon, well, not a coupon, but when it goes back to regular price. Right now it's priced at $0 for the zip file with all the different files in it, engraveandcutfiles.com.
Now, of course, since I restarted, I actually am off a little bit on my framing.
Well, we get the idea, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's straight at least.
That's really nice. I really like that. Steve, you have any comments that you want to put up? We should really start getting to some comments here.
Yeah, and I was lost. I'm getting back into them, sir. Yes, sir.
Kate, I don't have the. Kate's asking about the powder coat to buy it. I don't actually sell it. I made it available as a prize here on the live stream, but I don't actually sell that. The only reason why I made it available was because I bought like 6 pounds of it. For my own use, and we did it as a giveaway. I think it was the last live stream or whatever.
Speaking, let's see. Here's one of my pencils is done. But speaking of powder coat,
are you powder coated a pencil?
No.
Oh,
but that's what the pencil looks like. I stopped at Harbor Freight and bought Harbor Freight powder coat. You get this big thing of it for $8. Okay?
Yeah. Yep.
And tested it out, and it performed as well, the exact same that the samples that you had sent. They only have black and white, but you can get, like a pint of it.
It's a big junk. I think it's like a 16-ounce bottle. It's a big fat bottle of it for $7.99. I mean, you can't go wrong. And Gary is asking about. I'm going to put this one up. Oh, okay.
I was just Army Dog saying she's wanting the pencil box. before we get off here tonight, I'll make sure you know exactly where you're going and what to look for.
Yeah, there it is. That's a
Six.
big bottle.
Yep, 16 ounces.
Yep.
And it's with the paint sprayers is where they keep it.
So Gary is asking about the 20 watt. When's that going to be available to the public? This behind me is the beta version of the 20 watt. So there are some simple small changes that I've suggested to Leo, and as well as some changes that the engineers have suggested at the factory that are going to be put into place before this is actually launched to the public. Really tiny changes though. The beta testing is going really well. They should be available for purchase starting in about 5 weeks. So in about 5 weeks, you'll be able to get this. And one of the things I really like is that I'm not losing my 10 watt diode. So all I have to do is pull the little switch down on the side of the laser module and it switches to 10 watts. So that, the 10 watt diode is important to me. Even though everybody wants 20 to more power, I don't. I'm very happy with the 10 watt.
The 10 watt does everything I need.
Yeah, but the 20 watt is going well. The beta testing on it, haven't found a single issue with it so far, other than a few tiny little problems, the camera being out of focus, a couple little tiny things that are being fixed now. They want to make sure that it's perfect before they launch it. So look for it in about 5 weeks. I think the pre-order starts in about 5 weeks. And should I tell them our big announcement?
I don't know which announcement you're talking about.
About the Lasermatic 20.
I thought that was next week.
No, the 12th. The 12th was the day that Leo said we can announce.
Oh, yes. That.
Wake up,
I was thinking it was next week.
No, it's this week. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you all what the big announcement is.
Go for it.
The big announcement is that machine that you see back there, the Lasermatic 20, with the 10 and 20 watt diode, just flip a switch. We're going to be giving that away. We're going to be doing a raffle, and we're going to give one away. That raffle is going to start within the next day or two.
We're going to give one away?
Yes, we're giving one away.
Wow!
Can I enter? I want to enter.
No, you cannot enter.
Yeah.
So, we're going to be giving away a Lasermatic 20. That raffle is going to start in the next day or two, probably tomorrow, just based on how I feel. I have to get the software set up for it. I have been really slow lately the last week or so, but it'll probably be tomorrow. We're going to set up that raffle. And if you watch the LMR website, the blog website, lasermakersrealm.com, the announcement will be there along with the link to the raffle. And I'm sure that the other guys are going to publicize it as well on their channels. I'll be publicizing it on my channel. So y'all are going to have a chance to win, not this machine behind me, but the final version of the Lasermatic 20.
All right. And Aggie says
I'm going to give a close-up of Rich's standoffs there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the 3D
in action.
Yeah, that's nice.
So these are some 3D printed standoffs. I can go in the other room and get one to see it close up.
So Aggie, you said you'd love to see how I did the wrapping around the heart with ribbon. That was done just using node editing and really precise placement and playing with the artwork. That's probably a good topic for a video on my channel on Hobo with Wood. If you guys, in fact, we got 150 people watching right now. If all 150 of you guys are not subscribed to my channel, please, after this live stream, and you're going to go to hobowithwood.com to get the free file for the pencil box, subscribe to my channel, please. I'm trying to hit that 5,000 mark by October. It's just a goal. It's irrelevant. It means
Me
nothing.
too. Me too, please.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to get
If
to
you're not
3,000.
Yeah, if you're not subscribed to all of our channels, subscribe. But that would be a good topic to discuss.
Okay, let me show you real quickly what Patrick was trying to show you. These are my standoffs that I printed. So this file was actually sent to me by a truck driver from my forum. And basically what it is you have a slot here. You can see the little jump up right there. That's so that it can flex. This can flex up and down. So this can accept anywhere from 1 millimeter to 6 millimeter wood. There's a magnet in the bottom of it. And this is the world's most powerful magnet that's in here. And when you put this down on the bed, it's not going anywhere. You could actually use something like this for jigs or whatever. They stick to each other like this, so you could actually stick it to the side of your machine and have a whole bunch of them like that. These are available to purchase on my website, engraveandcutfiles.com. And it's all spelled out, engrave and cutfiles.com. I do have those available for purchase. Thank you for mentioning that, Patrick.
You're welcome.
So here's a question. And Jeff, thank you for using the question mark preceding. Is virtual array a feature of LightBurn?
Yes, it is a very handy feature of LightBurn.
And
one of the best.
It's in the array tool, right? It's just a box you have to check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just check off virtual.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I've not played with it. So.
And then if you decide you want to keep it, then you can flatten it and then make it permanent instead of virtual. So
I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through some of these banners that we've got here. So Philip, I think I may have said thank you already, but let's just go through them anyway, just to make sure I don't leave anybody out. So thank you, Philip, and we've got Scott. Scott became a member. Oh, super sticker. I'm sorry. And then we've got Mike Doyle. Who's got? I got the popcorn. Come get it. Jeff Teeter. Thank you for becoming a member. We really appreciate that. Okay, we already went through. I don't know why it says YouTube user. Because we have a couple of YouTube user members. Maybe it's hidden. I don't know.
It's just, they're just private.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Joe, for becoming a member. Thank you, Andy, for that donation.
Hey, Andy, thank you.
And thanks, Ron. Appreciate that much.
Hey, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you, Chicago Bob. Oh, and by the way, I think I told you earlier, this came from Chicago Bob.
Actually, it didn't. He put in the comments. He said,
"Oh no."
Yeah, he said he didn't. He's not responsible. He shared it, but it's not his creation. Didn't share it.
Oh, I see. Okay, we're going to be giving these away later on in the stream. So thank you, Bob, for sharing that.
Here's Rich's standoffs.
In use.
In use.
Yeah, I really like those because you can also use that with the Lasermatic as well. And what you do is butt them up against the corners of the honeycomb bed. Oh, another thing too I didn't mention was on the 20 watt, something new and different. It's in the other laser. So let me switch cameras here real quick. So, and I hope you'll be able to hear me. In this laser, can you guys hear me?
Barely.
We have something completely new and different.
Yeah, your volume's not good.
Okay, how about now?
That's better.
Yep.
Yep, that should be good right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, let me just switch back to the other camera because I think the microphone follows it. All right. So this is what comes with the new 20 watt. This is a jig table, and you get 8 of these little guys right here, which these go anywhere on the bed, so you can set up a jig anywhere that you want. So this, and it's really beefy. It's really thick and heavy.
Oh yeah.
I can.
Perfect.
Now, what's it made out of?
It's made out of
Steel.
aluminum.
Is it
No, this is aluminum. Yeah.
So the magnets are not going to stick to that.
No, but this is the jig table, so that you'd be placing them.
No, but what I was thinking is your standoffs would elevate it, and that way you ain't got to worry about the explosions underneath your wood. That would.
How are those jig?
You can still do that if you have another set of magnets. Put one magnet.
How are those jig bars staying in place?
Pins.
Well, they have
It's like the little ball bearing.
a little screw that you can screw down into the table. Right now, I don't have them screwed in. So they have the two little standoffs for perfect positioning.
Gotcha.
And then you screw in the middle.
Nice.
But beautiful, beautiful jig table, something that, you really don't get anywhere. The precision on the Rolly Automation products is just incredible, and it just keeps getting better.
All right, I'm going to show you guys fresh off of the laser. Thank you, Army Dogs, for your donation today.
Yep.
Your super chat. You were one of the first 3. Andrew, for your regular donations. And I ran a fill plus line on these, and that was with the Lasermatic 10. Chuck is a regular every month with a sizable donation. Thank you, Chuck. And then today we had another donation. One of the first 3 was Creations by Tommy, and I think it noted that it was her first ever super chat. So thank you very much. And Joe was also one of the first 3. So again, thank you, everybody.
Lorene is asking, with the last giveaways, it was only open to people in America because of postage. Can you consider people elsewhere in the world have the option to pay for postage in the giveaways to where they live? That would just make life so much more complicated for us. And, because then we're talking about back and forth with emails. We got to figure out what the postage is and how much we have to charge, and let and I don't think that it's not a good option for me. I can tell you that, because I have so much to do on a regular basis that it would be a problem for me. I would say no for our giveaways, unless it's free files where you can download digitally. The postage is just too complicated for us. And then I want to say something else as well. I did send somebody last year in Germany, I think, in Poland. No, it was Germany. I sent somebody a package in Germany, and it was like a $6 item, and they were charged like the equivalent of about $20 in some kind of a tax, import tax, when they got it. So it wasn't even worth it for them to get the product. So it gets complicated when it comes to
international shipping.
Yeah. Anything that's overseas is going to be very hard for us to do. Sorry.
All right, so I just want to make sure, Jeff, that we clarified that yes, virtual array is a tool in LightBurn. It's part of the array tool. So if you're not familiar with the array tool, that's where you want to start. But if you already are using the array tool, it is just one little box in there that you have to check to be able to create that virtual array. And you'll probably just play with it a little bit. If you've been using the arrays, it's something you'll figure out pretty quick now that you know to look for it.
Yep.
All right.
If you notice, somebody had commented, so I just wanted to show that was made in Israel. I've had that for 19 years.
So just acknowledging the question marks. Yes, Andy. Yes, we've already talked. Yep, that is the 20 watt back there. And we're giving away one. Wow, that blows my mind. And
so thank you, Stacy, for becoming a member. And thank you, Terry Lee Bailey, for that generous donation. Much appreciated.
And I was just getting ready to bring up, we're giving away the 20 watt. And that question there, Kate Beasley's, guys, did I miss the drawings for the Lasermatic?
Yep.
Yeah, you missed the one for the brand new one, but we are still giving away our Lasermatics. Ours are still going to be given away. So those raffles are still coming up. Plus now you have, we got a one going off, sorry. We've got the new 20 raffle that's going to be starting. So,
well, ours are not going to be given away for quite a while, but we, just so that everybody knows, we will be giving away Rolly automation products all the way through the end of the year and beyond. So right now, the next product that we're giving away is the Lasermatic 20.
And Dr. Asus or whatever, he's asking, can you use that template if your laser is top right for its home position? I'm guessing your pencil template.
My pencil template, if you download the file, you're going to get all three. You'll see in the download, it's going to say, top left origin, bottom left origin, top right origin. So any of those three origins, but you really need to pay attention to the instructions that I gave earlier, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to use it properly. So I would suggest, if you're going to download it, but then come back and watch the replay again and watch my instructions on the template, because it really is important that you use it properly, or else it's not going to work.
And Scott's
Yes.
asking, can you make a template out of cardboard? Yes, you
Anything
can.
you want.
But how long do you want it to last? And that's now, in fact, and that's my first template that I did for my updated template. I did it in this orientation. Now, I can use this easily because these were all on one layer and they scanned on a 0 degree, and I put these on a different layer and scanned at 90 degrees. So there wasn't any wasted time and energy, and that worked out fine. And I did this orientation because it allowed me to have larger gaps, and this, I'm trying to flex it, and you're not going to bend this. And that's why I did it. When you start making them like the others, I've got the 24 going all this way. It's a little bit more flimsy, a little bit more flexible, or you got to be careful with them. But if you make them out of cardboard, they're probably not going to last very long. But yes, you can do it. Yeah.
It doesn't really matter if it flexes. Just be careful with it. Don't break any of the pieces that are in the middle, and you'll be fine. But like I said earlier, the thing is that I want mine to be basically disposable.
Yeah, but why you've got that in your hand, Nancy's question is, what size square? All her wood is 12 by 12. Now that looks like that's bigger than 12 by 12.
I designed this so that it can be cut out of 200 by 300, which is one of the most popular size hobby woods for 2mm. So that's why I designed this way. And so, it doesn't matter if you use 12-inch or if you use the 8 by 12. Either way, you're going to get this same exact template right here. And the rest of the wood that's left over on the side, you can use for other projects. But the 200 by 300 template, I think, is the best way to go.
The way I just throw stuff around in here and stack crap on top of crap, I would end up breaking that jig.
Well, another thing too is that this can go in a file cabinet, so you can file
cabinet.
This.
What's that?
Well, it's right here next to me. See it? This gets filed right in here with the other templates.
Well,
and that's the end of it.
Like Nancy, all of my wood is 12 by 12.
Yeah.
And my jig is 24 pencils now that I corrected it, and it's still pretty sturdy. But that is 12 by 12. And Nancy, you are one of my regulars, and as you learned, when I design something, my files are designed to be made and cut out of a 12 by 12 piece of material. So you can use my jig on a 12 by 12, and it will be available for free once I get it up after this live stream.
So Larry is asking about silicone wristbands. Yes, you can do them on a diode. I don't think any of us have done a video on it yet, but I did a batch of think it was 144 of them, if I'm not mistaken, for an event at my grandchild's school. So yeah, you can. I don't have the settings up for them. No, Rolly Automation has no plans of making a larger laser engraver, but I do want to say that this new one that's behind me has a 16-inch pass-through, front and back. So they're also coming out with a conveyor system. So if you wanted to do something 6 feet long by 16 inches wide, you could design it in LightBurn and run it as one job, and it'll run the entire job through both sides of the pass-through.
And Vincent's a little bit vague on the question, but I think I understand. He says the laser is self-positioner, or you place it in the top corner.
I think you got to rewatch the instructions.
Yeah, it's nothing self-positioning.
Right.
It's a matter of when you create your jig, you have it in the position that you put it into the laser. Then when you're reusing it, you put it back in the same place. But there's nothing self-positioning.
Yeah. Can you take that one off? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Hang on one second. I'm going to put another one up here. Where can you buy the super duper magnets for the standoffs? They're on Amazon. It's called the World's Strongest Magnet. I believe the company is in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. I buy them from them because it's American made.
All right. And I don't know if you got to participate in it, Rich. I wanted to, but I didn't. Cutting Edge Laser is asking, how do I make my rotary to start from the center on my LM10, his Laser Maker 10 or Lasermatic 10?
It's already designed to do that with the preset positions.
And I just want to say they are the three presets, right?
No, there are 5.
Oh, there are 5? Okay. Well, cutting edge laser.
Can you take that comment off real quick, Steve? Okay, thank you.
If you're not part of the Rolly Automation Facebook group, you need to be because they just had a class on doing exactly what you're talking about. They had I was wanting to participate, but I didn't give a chance to. But they did the demonstration on how to set up that. It might be available for replay in the Facebook forum. But that it's not difficult, but there are multiple presets. And that is something that's too in-depth to try and go to on live stream here. But I can't pull up all that.
V, I'm pretty sure we all know that you're a she.
I didn't see it.
V Swan was saying that we keep calling her a he, but he's a she. I was pretty sure.
When I see V, I went to a school with a guy named V. The way his nickname was V.
So okay.
I probably have been saying he.
And then there's Creations by Tommy, who is also a she, I believe.
Yeah, I'm
no, a he.
A he? Okay.
And I said she.
Okay, there we go. Well, we can't really tell by names.
But I fixed that in the comment.
One of my good friends is named Fran, and so is my sister. And that Fran is a he. My sister's a she. We can't always tell.
We'll have somebody eventually that's going to tell us, "Hey, I'm a they."
Hey, Jerry, thanks for being here. Okay, so that you're replying to somebody in the comments. All right, let's see. Thank you and Rolly for the giveaways. Wonderful. Let's see. Kate is coming to someone's house for classes on the laser.
Steve, I'm coming to your house.
Steve, there we go. Yeah. Okay.
Well, hey, I'm actually looking to move, so I don't know where you're at right now. But if anybody out there has any property for sale in Tennessee, you might send me a message. I'm looking to buy property in Tennessee.
Terry is asking if they can buy the standoffs. They don't have a 3D printer. Well, I'm not actually selling them because I do it for my patrons only, but I'm not even going to be doing that much longer because it's too much trouble to get them all printed and get the magnets glued in and ship them out and track it. And Steve still hasn't even gotten his, so
I'll sell my set for $100.
Yeah. Okay.
So Gail's asking, can we state the size of plywood we use for the files?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's. I personally use they say it's 3 millimeter, but it's about 2.78 millimeter premium plywood. You can find it on my hobowithwood.com and my shop supplies.
There'll also be a link on the lasermakersrealm.com blog site with this replay video, and under the video you'll see a link to it. But it doesn't matter what size wood that you use. I chose to use the 2 millimeter wood just because I changed the templates so often. So I just didn't want to waste it. I mean, it's 60 cents versus $1.10 or whatever the difference. It's half the price for the 2 millimeter wood, and it's not as flimsy as you might think. I haven't broken one yet. I've made like 4 of them before this live stream, just to make sure that they were perfect before I shared the files.
My rotary
there's a dollar sign at the bottom under the video. You'll see a little dollar sign.
That top layer of acrylic is 1/8 inch, and then what's underneath is 1/4 inch. So even 1/8 inch acrylic is enough to hold those pencils in place.
Yeah. So Jason's asking, do you still sell the print file? The print file is in my store, engraveandcutfiles.com.
Yeah, Steve, the super chats down below the comments, there should be a little dollar sign. That's where you can donate, and they call it the super chat. It brings it up in a special color for us to see it, to acknowledge you. And we try to acknowledge everybody, but trying to get to all the questions too when we're fumbling around through it. And
we're going to put Steve in charge of questions now, and we're going to keep moving along in the Q&A because we've already demonstrated the product to you. I just want to say before we do that, you can get my files. So my files, which is for any laser engraver, CO2 or diode, whether your origin is the bottom left, the top left, or the top right. You can get all of those files packaged in one zip file at engraveandcutfiles.com. In a minute, we're going to be also giving you links to Patrick's and Steve's. Steve's will be at hobowithwood.com. Patrick's will be at lightsource.pro. And before we go any further, Steve, you're about to get bombarded because we're going to give away some of these right now. So these are the pencil jigs that I 3D printed. And I have got 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 of them. So do you guys know what to do? Let's see what happens in the comments if they know what to do, if you've been following the channel. Let's find out. Put a comment with the giveaway code. Let's see who knows it.
Hey, Army Dogs got it.
There we go, folks. The code is in the comments. It is hashtag I want it, all one word. Look at the comments before you post it so that you know how to spell it right.
Kate, yes. Kate mentions that she's got a laser that we won't mention, and will our files work with it? And as long as you're using LightBurn, they're going to work fine.
Yes.
And actually, you know what? If you doubt, I don't know if yours are available in SVG, but mine are available in SVG. I guess
mine has an SVG in the package.
Yeah. If you were able to import SVG files, it wouldn't matter what software you're using and or what laser you're using.
Yeah.
And this
Jack in the shop. I don't want it.
not a question. Maureen just commenting. She said that their school year starts in January. It starts in January, and they go and then we get out 2 weeks at Easter, go back 2 weeks at the end of June, go back 2 weeks. So wow, they're in school pretty much all year. It just interim breaks throughout the year.
Okay, I want this is not the right comment to put. You just look at everybody else's comments if you want it. You can't put I want this or anything like that. It has to be I want it. It's software generated, so if you don't put the exact words.
Yeah, and actually that as we said, the 12 by 12 is going to work fine. Rich's is bigger than 12 by 12. Mine will work on 12 by 12.
Mine's not bigger than 12 by 12. Mine fits on an 8 by 12 piece of wood.
Oh, yours is 8 by 12. Okay.
200 by 300.
Okay. Yeah.
My jig will fit on 12 by 12 acrylic or wood. I have plywood versions too.
Okay. All right.
So either or.
Yeah.
But mine are geared towards Galvo users, whether it's fiber, CO2, or UV.
Okay, so Steve, if you want to back up to some of the comments while everybody's okay, SFW, that's not it. That's $ want it. That doesn't work. It's got to be hashtag I want it.
Do you have to realign the camera when using the new holders Rich introduced last time that raises the wood above the honeycomb bed? So you do have.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean anything that you put above the honeycomb itself, you're going to have to realign the camera. So what I usually do when I do my camera alignment is I do my alignment at about 3 millimeters so that it's close, and I raise up, the piece of paper. On this one, you don't have to use it, but I do my alignment at above 3 millimeters where you do the 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you zoom in and, double click on the spots.
Yeah, I've got a cabinet that I have another diode in, and what I did, I used one of the motorcycle jacks and crank it up and down so that my bed raises up and down and stays whatever I'm lasering is always at a consistent distance from the camera, rather than move the laser head up and down. I have it set up so the bed moves up and down.
Nancy, you can go back to last week's live stream and you can see what we did with the powder coat.
And
thank you, Chad, for becoming a new member.
Last week, Nancy, we did some powder coating, and I did a couple of hammers, and that's my little pecker. That's all powder coat, blue and red and black powder coating in there. But the replay in the
Steve's
YouTube
little
channel.
pecker.
He likes telling everybody about his little pecker.
By the way, I just got the Laser Pecker 4. Which
Scott Wilkerson's asking, how well does a diode cut? Well, it depends on what you're cutting and the thickness, but it cuts. I work with up to 4.3 or 4.5 millimeter plywood and cut with the diode. It takes a little longer to cut that thicker stuff, but when I'm working with my 3 millimeter, it cuts it like butter. And
the Lasermatic library has settings all the way up to 6 millimeters.
Oh yeah,
and even higher in some cases.
Yeah, you can cut the thicker stuff. It is a little slower, but man, if you're working with just hobby crafts, 3-4 millimeter stuff, it works great. Jack question mark says, I tried the powder coat after watching, and apparently my low settings blows the powder out before I can get it close enough. What heat gun do you have? All right, well, and hold it further away.
Yeah, start high.
You start up here, and if you start up high enough, you can see, because you'll have some residual dust around it where you don't want it, and if it blows away, that's fine. But just gradually start to lower your gun down. You can use it with your gun. If it's too high, you're just too close. Back it off.
So I can, if you want to see real quickly, this is the one that I use, Seek One, and I think it was like $14.99 on Amazon. But
I just use an old Stanley heat gun.
Yeah, well, this is, for people that don't have a heat gun.
Yeah.
This is a great value.
I'm just saying, mine blows a fair amount of air, and I can't control the fan, and I just start high, like Steve was explaining, and work your way down.
This is what it looks like. It comes with all kinds of attachments, low, medium, and high speed. It's a nice gun. I really like it. I've had it for about a year.
So for those not familiar and watching, Merrill is Carl, and Carl is asking, what is the price on the 20 watt, and can we pre-order that laser unit? We're giving it. Can they pre-order yet?
It's not for pre-order right now. The projected price on the 10 watt, 20 watt unit is going to be $11.99 is what Rolly Automation is projecting the final cost to be. The actual final laser module, this one that I've got here, it's slightly different. It's going to be the same in appearance with the same 10-20 watt switch on the side, but the difference is that the newer one is going to have a better collimating lens, so it'll be able to cut about 15% faster than the one that I have, which is about the equivalent of all the other 20 watts that I have right now. So they are changing the lens in it to a better collimating lens.
And Jeff asked, he said, another giveaway? Yep. Yep. And we want to be the channel you come to for all your laser adventures.
Just to reiterate, this is a physical product right here. So this is only going to be available to people in the United States. So if you're typing hashtag I want it and you're not in the United States, I will not be able to send it to you because of the shipping costs.
And we may have already discussed this, but Chicago Bob's asking, will there be an upgrade kit for the 10 watt, or will it be only on the new machine?
Either way, I would suggest you buy the whole new machine. You're going to want 2 of them anyway, right? No, there will be a 20 watt upgrade kit, and I am not sure of the final price on that, but I think Leo said that one is like around $400 for the upgrade kit, and that's going to be the 20 watt laser module as well as an adapter board that's going to tuck away inside the frame. So it's just plug and play. You install the adapter board. The Lasermatic is set up for future upgrades, so you're going to tuck it away, plug in a cable so that it provides 24 watts to the new laser module. And that's really about it. So, yeah, that'll be available soon.
Now, I've gotten down into the questions to where you've already answered this, talking about Lorraine and the international giveaways or on our part. Now, that last Lasermatic 10 we gave away, it was available worldwide. It was a worldwide giveaway because that shipping was being handled by Rolly Automation.
And so will the 20 watt.
And so will the 20 watt.
So will the 30 watt.
Yeah. Anything that's being shipped by Rolly Automation is a worldwide giveaway. So we are trying our best to be all inclusive, but now the name says it all with Rich. He's the Louisiana Hobby Guy. He does this, as he says, he does it for fun and it's his hobby and he has something to do. And Patrick is doing well with his, but he's also a pharmacist. He's a pill pusher. Guys, this is my living. This is what I do. I'm trying, and I'm not making a living yet, but we're struggling. And so to try and figure out all these other things and us to handle these worldwide shippings, that's not in our wheelhouse right now.
Yeah, we can't afford that.
It maybe we'll get there, but it ain't there yet. But the Rolly Automation, they are worldwide.
She was asking if somebody wins from another country, would we ship it if they pay the shipping?
Yeah, but
that would be too complicated. And
that's what
like I said earlier, when you receive it, when it finally gets to you in the mail, that postman is probably going to say, we need $100 from you in import taxes. So, we're not advanced like that where we can calculate everything and put the customs fees, and then we have to do customs paperwork and all that kind of stuff. Now, I know that Rolly Automation is now doing it. If you're in Ireland or something, you want it and you want to pay the customs fees and the import fee and the taxes and all that, they'll ship you one. You just have to contact them directly at their email address and they'll send you a price quote. But we can't do all of that. So we're not a commercial business.
And if it's something that's
the specifics. Yeah, sorry. That's the specifics I was wanting to get into by bringing that up again. It's just like customs and all that stuff.
That 3D printed stand he's giving away, if the taxes and the freight and all that, like he said earlier, it may cost so much more to ship it than the thing's worth. It's just not worth it.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Now, this is not a question, but it's a good comment. Jason says, keep that magnet away from your chest.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And
I want to go into these comments one more time. I think there are a couple more. I think I said already hello to Chad, our new member. We do have memberships available now. I think it's like, I don't know, what is it, guys? $4 a month, something like that.
Oh, so, we're at almost 10:30. I got to mention my code. Don't let me forget.
Yep. So thank you, Chad, for becoming a new member. And I want to say, I think I already did this, Terry Lee Bailey, but we also got a $20 donation from Bill Hewitt. Thank you, Bill. That's much appreciated.
And for those that are,
I can check that.
Well, the ones that Rich are posting are all the super chats that are in the feed, and we're seeing those immediately. The PayPal donations don't show up here in this feed, but yes, we do get them. The PayPals, they show up. The Zelles, they show up. We just don't have the ability to post that here on this screen.
Oh, it looks like I got to ban somebody here. Okay,
no
sex websites, please. Come on, guys. Well, how big of a spammer do you have to be to come into our live stream and post a link to a sex website? Come on now. Go away. And you've already been banned, so that person can't even hear me now.
All right. Last week I was cutting a jig. Rich knows I've had issues, but the plywood actually caught fire. The exact same settings I've always used, 450 and 90%.
I'm not sure who you are.
Maybe that could have been just the difference in the quality of the plywood and the flammable glue being used.
The glue, it's definitely the glue.
Merrill, the last donation I'm showing in PayPal was from July 1st. FYI.
Okay, if you guys want to hear this again, Jerry's asking me to explain what's on my chest again. I will go ahead and explain it one more time. I'm sure most people aren't interested, but I have a robotic thing here that's attached to me now. It's a combination device that I got from my doctor when my heart stopped last week. Basically what it does is it can restart my heart. It communicates with the doctor with a constant EKG. It communicates with EMS. Should something happen, it gets an alert, goes directly out to ACLS people who are all around the parish, and they'll be here in a couple minutes. It's an advanced little device until they can actually do the surgery next week. So the whatever it is where they go in through your groin and stick a camera up into your heart and check everything out. So that's going to be next week. And until then, I've got this thing stuck on me right here. Thank you for asking about that, by the way. And thank you all for the good wishes. I've been struggling with these heart problems for a couple of years, and I don't think they're really going to go away, but I'm also a believer in my higher power, which you all know from my hearing. And when my time comes and he calls, I'll be there. So I'm really not too worried about that. And I am prepared for it. And so is my family. And we've been prepared since 2015 when this all started. So thank you for asking about that, though. I appreciate it.
And just hitting all the questions.
Thank you, Rodney, for becoming a new member. Appreciate it. Sorry, Steve.
It's all good. We may have already answered this one, but I'm just getting the questions as we come. When is the 20 watt coming available?
About 5 weeks.
About 5 weeks. And I'm starting to run into the I want it. So, guys, if you've got questions, if you posted a question and I missed it, repost it, because I'm getting toward the bottom.
We only have 90 entries so far, which surprises me. So, if you guys want one of these 3D printed jigs, you got to type in hashtag I want it in the comment section.
And we're at 10:30, so we're just about done.
Andy is a regular contributor. Thank you. His question is: I am engraving an image on ceramic tiles. What is the best top coat to use after engraving? And this, be it on ceramic or ceramic specifically, or do you have one that you use for everything?
We both know the answer to that.
Well, what you gonna say?
I'm gonna say the one that I use for everything, just about, is the
You grabbing a can?
I use this
You got? Yeah, that's it.
Rust-Oleum triple thick glaze is my favorite. But I also wanted to do something else real quick, what Patrick was talking about. So I am going to take my new and improved hammer, and I'm going to hammer on this thing just to see what happens. Now, that was some pretty good hammering right there. Guess what? There ain't nothing wrong with it. So, don't be afraid to cut this out of 2mm wood. It's not going to be a problem, I promise you. I've done templates out of cardboard for years, and cardboard does just perfectly as well. What I used to do was I burned a square, or actually I just burned 2 lines. Really, I burned the whole square, but you only need the corner, like a framing jig. And then I took my cardboard and I set it right absolutely on those lines, put in some push pins. I put in 4 push pins, and then I just reused those holes for the push pins in my wasteboard over and over and over again. And I have like probably close to 50 cardboard templates that I use on my older, or I used to use. I'm not using them anymore. But there's so many ways that you can set up a jig that you don't need to have perfect positioning, like with the Lasermatic 10.
And we may have already addressed this. Can they get the STL file I'm guessing for your 3D standoffs?
If you're talking about this one,
oh, maybe that. Jig, okay, yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about.
This one is available on my forum for free, lahobbyguy.com. Click on the forum. If you're talking about the standoffs, that is in my store, my online store, engraveandcutfiles.com.
How do you become a member?
Down below the video. I don't know. Have you guys looked to see?
I've not looked at it. I don't know. That's why I was hoping to see what. How to become a member.
Rodney, how did you become a member?
Yeah. And now
it's right beside our right below the video where it says the channel name, Laser Makers Realm. There's a join button right there.
Okay.
It's right
there we go. That's right.
Now
I should know that because I've joined so many channels already.
The next statement reflects my opinion and not anyone else's. Is the X-Tool D1 Pro 20 watt a good starter laser? Hell no.
No.
I don't know what those cost.
That's not only your opinion, that's also the opinion of thousands of people that own them.
Don't waste your time and your money with anything with those first 5 letters. Get you this Lasermatic, and if that's and actually what are they selling for now? The 10 watts? They still
10 watts, $8.99, I think.
Was that?
Hang on. I'm going to take
the option to upgrade and everything that you get with it,
and it comes with everything. Now, I'm telling you that other one, they're in the business of upselling you stuff. They're going to sell you this, and then you got to buy this and this and this and this, and before you know it, you're out $1,600 to get what comes in this box, all inclusive.
If you're a buy once, cry once type of person, that's exactly what you want.
And this is not going to cry once. This is cheaper than that other 5 letters. I'm off that soapbox.
But if you want to buy, a gantry and then add a honeycomb bed, add a camera, add a rotary, add Wi-Fi enabled controller, et cetera, then don't get that. But if you want all that stuff and have all the bells and whistles from the get-go, there you go.
And here we go.
So,
and it's
really,
not
really,
just that.
Really quick. I'm going to share my screen real quick. You can keep talking.
Yeah, not just my opinion. There's Andy, Billy. He's telling you the Lasermatic 10 is is better and less expensive. Do not waste your money on that other fool.
I mean, it's a starter laser, but it's also an advanced laser. I mean, look, it does living hinges and acrylic and everything else. No problem.
Yeah. So $10.99 is its current price in the U.S. And is there a coupon?
It says right there $100
coupon.
$100.
So you can still get this thing for less than $1,000. And I guarantee you that full machine is a whole heck of a lot more expensive than that. And it will not come with everything.
Yeah. If you want to know if you should buy it or not, you should go to the Rolly Automation Facebook user group. You will see in there all of the wonderful reviews from actual owners, and you will also see that even the dumbest questions are resolved almost immediately the same day whenever someone has a problem.
The Rolly is way better for a new user or expert. Everything came with it. Rotary tool, the camera, the air assist, everything you need.
Yeah.
I forgot air assist. I was sent the other laser to review. It came with no honeycomb, no air assist, no camera. I'm like, where is all this stuff? No rotary.
Yeah. Patrick, can I put that coupon code up for you now?
Oh, it's been running. Hopefully people saw it, but you can put it back up again.
And another
go
ahead.
Oh, go to my website. It's LMR Live Pencil, and you can get the rotary jig that I used for those pencils, the cut files, for free.
And by the way, if you do buy a Lasermatic, if you're thinking about doing the upgrade, don't. Just do what I did. Just put them side by side. I mean, you're going to love it. And actually, the 20 watt is also a 10 watt. So you just throw a switch from 10 to 20 watts.
Mike brings up a good point here. He says he had his set up and running in 20 minutes. Well, a lot of us grew up playing with erector sets as children. And if you enjoyed playing with erector sets, then a lot of those other lasers out there might be up your alley. But if you do not want to be messing with assembling, squaring, making, then, man, ready to use out of the box. You got to put the lid on it. Man, you can't go wrong with it.
I also want to mention that this one that you see here, the Lasermatic 20, it comes just like that out of the box. There was no assembly. So you open the box, you take it out, you plug it in, and you go.
There's no question, no punctuations. I'm guessing that would the Lasermatic be good for masking? I don't know what it means by masking.
Yes. In other words, when you mask off a piece of wood, so like if you wanted to do color fill or powder coat or something like that, will it cut through the masking? I think was the question that he's asking.
That's the way I understood that.
That's how I understood it anyway.
Question mark. Will there be an STL file available for the pencil jig?
The STL file is available at lahobbyguy.com. Click on the forums. Oh, by the way, if you go to the forums there, you won't see the downloads unless you're a member. Membership is free, so you have to be a member.
So, Stacy, yes, they no longer offer the Lasermatic without the enclosure, do they?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
So it's the enclosures with all the Lasermatics.
Yes.
All right, here's a question. Please tell me Alaska is included with America.
Alaska is not in the lower 48. Sorry.
So it's only the continuous 48.
Yeah. Now, I would ship to Alaska on my small files because there's no customs involved. But other than that, I'm not going to ship when I raffle off my 10 watt Lasermatic. I'm not shipping that to Alaska. That'll be too expensive. Alaska or Hawaii, as you already know, are going to be out.
Anything that would fit in a USPS flat rate box would have no problem going to Alaska or Hawaii.
There you go.
They don't jack those up too much.
Yeah.
And not a question, but I got to put it. Mike's telling Billy, he says, hey, man, get that Rolly Lasermatic 10. We don't want to get Rich's blood pressure.
I did see somebody was asking me earlier, was the thing on my chest is that also a heart monitor? And yeah, it's lifetime cellular. So it goes directly to my doctor's office, and it also goes directly to ACLS EMS, which is 24 hours a day. They're all around the parish. They get to you within just a couple minutes.
All right, now, and Lorraine is a regular viewer, a contributor, and supporter of the channel. So and she's really about this, about getting stuff shipped there to Australia. And this came up in the last live stream. She says a lot of us Australians have an American postal address for shipping from US because things are so much cheaper over there. So if there is a US postal address, that we can put things in a box and ship it to a US postal address, and then they make sure
lower 48.
Yeah, and they make sure it gets to you, then that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Great.
Okay. Let's see where we are with the
Yeah,
giveaway.
because once it's delivered to that address, it's out of our hands.
Yeah. We only have 95 entries in the giveaway, so we're going to be doing that in just a couple of minutes, guys. So you have, let's say, 4 more minutes, 9:45. We're going to do the giveaway for the 3D printed pencil jigs, and you have to be in the lower 48, or actually you can be lower 48, Alaska, Hawaii, doesn't matter. I'll pay the extra money for it. Not a big deal. Lower 48, Alaska, Hawaii, any of those.
Any news on the Chuck rotary?
Yeah, the Chuck rotary will be included with the 21. Now, from now on, the accessory will be the low profile roller, which I prefer. So you're going to get the 20 watt is going to come with the Chuck rotary.
And just addressing a comment, Thomas, I think we've made it clear now that the Rolly giveaways are worldwide, but the ones we're talking about that's not we can't do international shipping is our giveaways. Our physical giveaways is the ones that are not international shipping.
Yeah. Thank you for all the good wishes in the comments, by the way. I'm seeing those comments, but Steve is handling the comments right now. So,
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you to everybody for the good wishes.
Yeah.
I'm going to be just fine. I got a big guy watching over me.
Chad's talking about how great all you guys are,
Thank you, Chad.
I guess I might be included in that too. He's a regular viewer and contributor on my channel. I don't know if you guys see him, but Chad, I appreciate your support and I appreciate all the good comments.
That's everybody's here to see you and Patrick.
Rich,
I doubt that.
Rich, did you get the URL before you banned him?
No.
Shut up, Jack. Jack, golly. Leave it to a redneck.
Wait a minute. I already sent that to you, Jack.
All right, let's see here. Rich is a member of the Zipper Club too. Quad bypass here. So Chicago Bob's had a quad bypass. Rich, you were quad?
I was a triple bypass, but I am a member of the Broken Hearts Club. So
well, I have the Zipper as well, but I've got you both trumped. I never heard of it until they woke me up. I had a quintuple bypass.
Well, I only had 3. I had one dead artery, which I don't know what they did about that, and then 3 that were clogged that they fixed. So,
anybody got any experience with the 30-watt Atom stack?
Not me. I've got experience with the 36-watt IKEA though, and I don't see a big difference between the 20-watt and the 36-watt. I'm really thinking that once you go beyond a certain point, I think that once you go beyond 15 watts, 3 diodes or 4 diodes, let's say 20 watts, because that's the most common one. There are no 15 watts that I know of. Once you go beyond that the 4 diodes, I don't think there's a big difference whatsoever. It must have something to do with the collimation, but I've got the 40 watt and I've got the 36 watt. And so far I've used the libraries that I've created for my 20 watt on them, and they work exactly the same as the 20 watt. So I'm not seeing a big difference.
And since we have people dropping in and out and coming and going, just bring it up again. The STL file available for the pencil jig.
It's available for free on my forum at lahobbyguy.com. Click on forums. We are at 945. We're at 98 entries. I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to go to the giveaway tool at StreamYard. There we go. Let me come back over here and make this bigger. All right. Is there, you know what? We have to get a drum roll thing going on. Okay, there we go. That'll work. So this is for the first 3D printed jig. Oh, I need a pencil. Good thing I have pencils handy here right now. And it is Jesse Tutterow. Tutterr. Tutterrow. That's a tough one to spell. Okay, so that is our first winner. And this is for the 3D printed pencil jig. And I'm going to tell you what to do and how to get this at the end of the drawing, because in the last drawing we had somebody that didn't do what they were supposed to do. All right, number 2 goes to Mike Doyle. Congratulations, Mike. All right, I got that one written down, and we are ready for, how many did I say I'm going to do? I'm going to do 3 or 4. What did I say?
I remember 3.
Let's do the next one. Here we go.
I was thinking 3. So I just got settings
Nobody
for the
can see
laser.
it, Patrick. Hang on one second.
No,
Okay.
I'm not showing anything. I was just going to tell you.
Terry Green. Congratulations, Terry. And being that I don't remember whether I said 3 or 4, we're going to do 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've got enough. So here we go. Last and final drawing. Good luck, everybody.
Whoever asked about silicone, I've got settings for you.
Awesome. Sean Nordine. Congratulations, Sean.
All right, Patrick, say that again because you might have been rounded out.
Yep. Whoever asked about diodes and silicone, I've got Lasermatic 10 settings for you. Let me switch the camera.
Okay, before we get to that, Patrick, can we hang on one second?
Sure, go ahead.
Let's finish with the raffle. So for Jesse, Mike, Terry, and Sean, the way that you're going to get this 3D printed file is you have to email me at, pay attention to this.
Listen up.
thelasermakersrealm at gmail.com. Somebody put that in the, in fact, I'm going to put it in the comments. If you don't send me an email and tell me that you're the winner, you're not going to get it. So last week we had somebody that sent it to a completely different address that had nothing to do with the drawing.
But not just that they're the winner, where they need to ship it to, right? All their contact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need to send me an email to thelasermakersrealm at gmail.com. You need to put in there, because I get like 200 emails a day. I'm going to put a filter on my email, and or in fact, I've already got it. So you have to put in there I won. So if you put I won in the subject line, then give me your name, your full mailing address. I will send you one to the 4 different winners. So you have to put I won in the subject line, and then below that, in the email itself, you have to give me your full name and your email address, and that's the only instructions I'm going to give. If you do that within the next 4 days, one will be out to you in the mail. If you don't do it within the next 4 days, then you're probably not going to get it.
All right. We got a lot more questions, but before we get to there, Patrick, what was
Let's go.
What were you going to show?
Oh,
Yeah.
Because that was about a question already earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to run. I'm running another test here, just to make sure that everything's good. But I have. Let me switch. There's a silicone bottle opener. So when you say that we spend money on test materials, here's a bottle opener that I'm doing just to test and get settings, and I'll share those. I figured I'd try and squeeze that in really quick.
And so while we're waiting on that outcome,
I'll tell you my settings real quick. I'm
right.
running it at 6,000 millimeters per minute, 80% power. I read one pass with a line interval of 0.075. Now it's going to look it'll look faded out, but once you clean it up, the black underneath will be exposed.
So really quickly, the dot size is going to be the same as almost all lasers. It's 0.08 when you're running 2, and it's going to be between 0.1 and 0.15 on the 20. Sorry. Yes to that question.
Darker. 0.15 or 0.015?
0.015, 0.01 to 0.015 on the 20. Is that not what I said? And 0.08 on the 10. Sorry.
All right.
Just left out the 0. I was just wanting to clarify.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Nancy asked, what's the best thing to hold wood flat? Now, Nancy, if you bought the plywood that I recommended, man,
it comes flat.
I'd be surprised if you're needing anything because I go through 180 pieces of that a month, and I don't use the first hold down at all on any of my wood.
I will say that though, depending on your heat and humidity of your shop.
Oh yeah.
If you're in a hot, humid environment, I would suggest you get some 3D printer bags for filament bags, because they come with a little pump where you can take all the air out. There we go.
Focus, baby. Focus.
Yeah, if it focuses. Hold on.
Patrick's camera doesn't focus.
Well, it does sometimes.
I think you might be too close.
It's possible. Anyway, I'll switch to a different camera.
Yeah.
Let me bring it back here.
There you go.
It's following my eyeballs. It's still a little not focused.
Try the other camera.
Let me clean it.
Larry was the one asking about the silicone, by the way.
But yeah, Nancy, humidity can be a big factor in your wood if you're not working in a climate controlled shop.
And Wendy is pointing out that it's always best to store your wood flat.
Yep.
Let's see.
Switch to the other camera.
I'm just going to manual focus it. Hopefully. Maybe. It's not going to cooperate. All right.
All right. That's the joys of live.
Yep.
Of course. We need to get Patrick a new camera.
That is a new camera.
Oh, look at that.
It's just not cooperating.
It came out perfect.
And then there's the test ones. Now, it just needs a little bit more scrubbing and it'll be totally black. This T-shirt isn't the best for cleaning silicone engraving.
Dr. Jesus was asking about engraving on acrylic. Well, it'll engrave just about any acrylic if you know how to do it. But dark colors are very simple. You don't need any special technique.
All right. So Lorraine was asking me, says, what are you wanting us to subscribe? Well, it is my YouTube channel, and I've got it.
I think that's being facetious.
I don't know, because she's a regular here, but I don't know that I've seen her commenting on any of my channel or any of my videos on my personal channel. So it's scrolling across the bottom there.
Yeah.
With Hobo with Wood YouTube. Lots and lots of good videos there. In fact, there will be a video, and I'm glad I just thought of that. Somebody posted they wanted to see me actually assembling something, not just designing and grading. So I've got a video that's going to drop tonight. It might actually I've already dropped on my channel, and it is the start to finish assembly process of this. And just like in LightBurn, priority matters. There is a system to putting this together and making it work. And I do have a step-by-step video on putting this pencil distribution box together.
Okay, we are getting down to, we're almost at 2 hours, which is like 30 minutes past where we want it to be. So
I haven't got to the bottom. I'm trying to get to the questions.
Yeah, I think you're getting pretty close. So we're going to say only a few minutes left in the stream. If you've got some comments that you'd like to make, questions that you'd like to have answered, now would be the time to do it. I'm just going to quickly, Steve, I'm going to pop up a couple things here. So Texas Snake Stomper. That's another tongue twister. Thank you for becoming a member. And let's see where we're going from here. Highway 70. Thank you for becoming a member. And of course, thank you, Larry. We appreciate that. Sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. It's all good. And I'm just looking for question marks. What file from the shop, Patrick, showing 3 jigs?
It's the file that's the pencil and pen only. The coupon will work only for that product. Pen, pencil only jig. I'll drop the link in chat.
So real quickly, it is lightsource.pro is Patrick's channel. Hobowithwood.com is Steve's website. But also, if you go to youtube.com/@hobowithwood, that's his YouTube. youtube.com/@lightsource engraving. I got to come back over to the banners here so I can put these up.
@LS engraving.
That's it. /@LS engraving. And mine is youtube.com/@the Hobby Guy.
All right. What is the benefit of the dual modes, 10 watt and 20 watt? Wouldn't the 20 watt do everything the 10 watt would? Go for it.
Yeah, but the 10 watt has a finer spot size. So you can do much finer engravings with the 10 watt, and that is my preferred laser is the 10 watt for engraving.
Yeah, he was just talking about the dot size a second ago. If you really are looking to do detailed work, that 10 watt's what you're working with.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, quickly, I'm going to put up at the bottom of the screen. Here is Patrick's information. We're going to do Steve's next.
Now, I tell you what. Now, people are spoiled. You are absolutely spoiled. If you have not struggled and with an inferior product and then stepped into something like this,
yeah,
then you really don't know how well you've got it when this thing comes out of the box. Because I've seen so many people complaining about them not being able to focus their camera or this or that or get the calibrate. I haven't touched the camera calibration on this thing, and I use it perfectly.
Yep.
You know,
I don't even use the camera.
Well, I use it religiously, and I have not touched any camera calibration at all. This is the first machine that I've ever had that had a camera. I've always had to use the focus and the fire the laser when what do you call it? Framing. I'd fire when framing in order to make sure I had everything lined up right and all that. And now I'm so happy now. I've just put it down, hit the camera, and just go, okay, good, done. You know, no framing, no nothing.
I didn't frame this. I just kind of threw it there, and because I figured I'd be testing more on it, so I didn't really care exactly where it was, but I obviously wanted it relatively close to the center, and that was just with a guess and moving it. Didn't even
Yeah.
frame. It's just where it's going to be.
All right, and you may have already answered it in one of the earlier comments, but when do you think the pass-through and auto feed will be coming?
The pass-through is already incorporated into the 20 watt that's behind me. It's 18 inches front and back. The auto feed is scheduled for the fall. I really didn't get a date on that. The only thing that Leo was saying is that it is in development, and it's going to be a very simple. Take the honeycomb out and drop in the auto feed. So it's going to be a very simple plug and play accessory. That's going to be an accessory. But the 20 watt itself is going to, it's going to come completely shipped in 3 different boxes. The one box with the laser is going to be completely assembled. You take it out. All you have to do is slide on the laser module and plug it in. And the other boxes are going to be the accessories that come with it.
And I don't know if this is any laser specific, but GBWSF asking about an aftermarket availability of a chuck roller.
Yeah. So my favorite one is this one right here. If I can get it out without knocking 15 things over, that's not going to happen. I've got a bunch of stuff on top of it, but let me just grab it and show it to you real quick. Yeah, it's too much stuff on top of it.
You can go and set
Cables
it
and
up.
wires and everything else. This is my favorite. And let me just go into full screen here real quick. This is the Ortour chuck rotary. And this is my favorite one. So this one comes with, where is that cable? This cable, but plus 2 other cables that fits most lasers. Now, if you don't have this type of cable, it's not going to fit your laser. So, if you've got like a microphone kind of plug or something like that, it's not going to fit. But this is my favorite chuck laser. It's really well built. It's made by Ortour. I did a review of it on my channel, and if you're looking for an aftermarket, that's the one to get right here. If you're talking about the Lasermatic, it will come with the Lasermatic 20 and all future iterations of the Lasermatic.
Does laser smoke have anything to do with the heart? Because I'm guessing Nancy's saying that because I'm just looking at the comments. We have so many people that are in our comments right now that are members of the Zipper Club and the Broken Hearts Club.
Yeah.
And
yeah, any kind of smoke has to do with it. But I just want to show you real quickly my setup that I've got here. As you can see on the left side, I've got a smoke scrubber as well, and this goes directly outside, as well as it's got its own built-in fan. So I've not taken the fan out of the new 20 watt yet, but I'm going to take it out because the fan in that air scrubber is more powerful. So you do not smell a thing in this shop when that air scrubber is on. And right on the front of the table there, where that camera is for the 20 watt, there is a, well, I don't know, you can't see it here, but right below there's a button that turns that air scrubber on and off. That little black button that's attached to the front of the table there. So you do need to have good smoke extraction. And my rule is that if you can smell it, it is bad for you. So don't do it if you can smell it.
But I don't think there's a direct correlation to laser smoke causing heart attacks.
No. It's mostly hereditary, and then of course lifestyle, all that kind of stuff.
Highway 70 says, any thoughts on the new Thunderbolt desktop RF laser coming?
Oh my gosh, that is the neatest little thing that I've seen. It's it's cool. 12 by 20. Oh man, it's just awesome for $5,000. For $5,000, it's a Thunder laser, number one, and it's a 30 watt RF. So no laser tube, no chiller, no none of that. It's just
Yep.
air-cooled RF laser.
Similar laser tube to what I had in that CO2 Galvo that was on the pencils.
But you know, if you want to buy that 30-watt RF and modify your CO2 with it, that's going to cost you $3,000 or $2,500 to $3,000. If you go to cloudray.com, I think they sell it for like $2,500, but usually $2,500 and $3,500, somewhere in that price range. The Thunderbolt from Thunder Laser is $5,000, complete, and it has some of the best, most awesome new features on it, and it is precision as well.
So just question marks. Larry's letting you know he was the one asking about the silicone. Larry, put down in the comments did we answer all your questions? You see it worked. Did you hear his settings, and do you have any more questions about that?
Yeah, five more minutes, guys. So is that 5? Or that's 5? Either one.
What is the expected dot? We already talked about the dot size on those.
Yeah, same as all the others.
Talking about the engraving, the acrylic.
Thank you for being here, V.
Kate, what wood and where would I? If you go to my website, hobowithwood.com/ or just go to my web and then shop supplies. I've got all of my favorites listed there. I have not had time to do all those for the Laser Makers Realm. I just got 10 days putting together this project that I'm giving away tonight. The computer stuff, the websites get away from me. But my shop supplies list all my favorites. And they're also in the bottom of all of our videos. Rich, you have yours in your videos. I got it in mine. Yeah.
Yep. And Steve and mine are the same links.
Are they? Okay.
Sharon is asking where I got the tables. I bought those on Amazon, those folding tables, and I really love them. I've got 5 of them all together, and I think they were $39. Just go on Amazon and search for 4-foot folding table, and you'll find them. And look for the cheapest price. That's what I did. I looked for the cheapest price. I think they were like $39 maybe a piece, somewhere in the area. I had bought one about 2 or 3 years ago that was 3 foot by 6 foot, I think. And I was, I had another one that was made by Rubbermaid. It was the greatest thing ever. And then I said, oh, do I want to spend that kind of money again? I didn't. So I bought from the cheapest brand I could find, this one. And I got to tell you, it's just as good as the Rubbermaid.
So Jack mentions that my assembly video already posted. I haven't even had a chance to post the free file for you guys yet. It will come at the end of this live stream. And then on my channel, Hobo with Wood, youtube.com/Hobo with Wood, I have the assembly video showing how to put that together. Looking for questions.
By the way, at the bottom of the screen, I just want to remind everybody, lasermakersrealm.com is our blog website where we post all of these videos every 2 weeks, and maybe some other things in between. So, that's where you can go after the video.
Can you laser a angel on wood?
Yep, you can laser anything you want on wood.
Yeah.
Carl is asking if it's hot in New Orleans. Well, I don't know what kind of question that is. We have been in triple digits for the last 30 days.
And I saw this. There's no question. And Gary, if you tune in, always precede your question with a question mark, because that's what I look for. But here he is asking the difference between a Galvo and a fiber, and we've got the perfect person to answer.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that it didn't have a question mark and answered it. But a fiber laser is typically a Galvo style laser where the Galvo head directs the laser beam where you want it to go, with 2 mirrors that are in there that control your X and Y axis. So as the mirrors move back and forth, it's moving the laser beam. Where gantry style laser, the laser head is mounted on the gantry and the laser moves back and forth.
Right.
So that's the difference. And Galvo style lasers can be CO2, like this one here, and UV, like that one there. They're all Galvo style lasers of different wavelengths.
All right, and Malverde is a regular. Could you share the website to get the library on how to do project? Or that's to Rick. I'm guessing maybe that's to something in the.
There's no library
Yeah.
for acrylics. I have a library for the Lasermatic 10 that comes with your machine that has acrylics in there, but it's that's specific to the Lasermatic 10. You have to testing is the key. So in LightBurn they have a built-in test function where you can run a test for line speed for cutting or fill for engraving, and that would be the best way to do it, is to run your own tests, because nobody knows what acrylic you have.
All right, she's asking how much wood can a woodchuck actually chuck?
That much. Thank you for the comment, Mike. I'm leaving it up to the doctors.
All right. Now, GB, he was asking about the Lasermatic. So he was the one that asked, or he or she, I don't know about that name. If they were the one asking about a roller or a chuck. Okay, an aftermarket rotary chuck.
Wait till next month and buy the aftermarket for the Lasermatic, because it's going to be a much better unit than you'll get anywhere else, and it is designed for the Lasermatic.
And it's going to have the positioning pins and everything too.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just be patient and get the one made for the machine.
Yeah. If you have a Lasermatic, just wait till next month and get the.
How do you switch between 10 watt and 20 watt? I'm guessing
throw a switch.
Yeah.
I can show you real quick if you want to see.
But it's just a toggle switch or flip switch.
What's that? Yeah, I'll show you real quick. Hang on. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up or not. Well, I got to turn it on. You can't see it without the light. And now it's going to move way up here. Can you see that switch?
Not yet.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, down there, yeah. Yeah.
That's the switch right there.
Just flip it up, flip it down.
All you do is up for 20 watts, down for 10 watts.
Now, did you have to take any special training classes for that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How many hours was it?
There is a 2-day, 16-hour class to learn how to use that.
All right. Tom Miller's asking, what smoke scrubber do you have?
Oh, real quickly, let me just show you the pass-through. Can you see it from here?
Yes.
Here? This entire piece is the pass-through, front and back. Let me see if I can
Was
get
that,
a better
was that
view.
class 16 hours a day or
8 hours a day,
two
2
8-hour days? Oh, okay. All right. I was thinking that makes for a really long day.
So that is the new pass-through right there, 16 inches across, which is going to make this probably the biggest pass-through that's available. And in the back, there's another panel that's below the fan that's also 16 inches. It just takes a couple screws to get it out. You take both of these out, and then when the new accessory is available, you'll be able to drop in the continuous feed, and you'll be able to feed any size project through it.
All right. Tom Miller's asking, what about your smoke scrubber? What smoke scrubber do you have?
That is a Monfort smoke scrubber. You can get them on eBay, the same one that I've got, and you can also get them on, just look for the same style like you see right there. You can get those on eBay. You can get them just about anywhere. I think one of the local guys that is in my local club got his on Walmart.com.
And again, only because I want to address all these questions because people come and go.
Yeah, we'll stay a couple more minutes.
Yeah, where is the free STL for the standoffs?
LAHobbyGuy.com. Go onto the forum, sign up for a free account, and it'll be there in the user downloads.
Do you have a ticker that says that information on it? The forum.
Do I have what?
A ticker that you can put down at the bottom that has your forum address and all.
Let me take a look and see. Hang on.
The standoffs are on your store, right?
The standoffs are on my store. Yeah.
The STL file. Yeah, but he's asking for the free STLs on the standoffs.
Yeah.
That's not the standoffs. That's the pencil jig.
Yeah, I'm going to put up the ticker.
Pencil jig's free. Standoffs are on his website.
Okay.
So it is LAHobbyGuy.com. So LAHobbyGuy.com. Click on the forum button. And once you become a free member there's no charge. Nothing on the forum is for sale. We have over 40,000 members there. There's lots of good stuff that you can find. There are lots of downloads. There's lots of good topics going on. Almost any problem you have will get solved there. Click on the forum button, sign up for a free account, and then you'll see a whole new category on the main page that says members only files and downloads. And that's where you'll find all of the free downloads that I have.
Okay. All right. I'm getting ahead of myself. But first, now this is a question, and I think it'd be a good suggestion. Has anyone done a video on the rolling rotary in action? I just
not out yet.
There was a live stream thing that happened on the Facebook forum that
the regular rotary. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that I did not get to participate in, but I wished I could have. But I don't know how far backed up you are, Rich, and I'm knee deep in videos and if you've got time, I'd love it if you could do one.
It's in my launch video for the Lasermatic 10. So I go through the setup of the rotary attachment in that video.
So okay, but nothing that's a specific video just on the rotary though. But it is in your setup. Okay.
Well, it's in my initial launch video for the Lasermatic 10 on my channel. I go through everything. I go through the camera setup. I go through the rotary positions. I go through all of that stuff. But I got to say that, if you read the manual that comes with the Lasermatic is by far the best manual ever made for any laser, because it takes you through step by step how to do everything. The only thing that might be a little confusing is the Wi-Fi setup, and I just did a video on that.
Okay, we're all getting a little bit delirious. Patrick's falling out from his sugar level dropping and everything.
I see that. Yeah.
Now, I'm thinking Rodney asked a minute ago if we can engrave an angel on wood, and we also, you can engrave an angel, but angel, sorry, not angel. That is the same word, ain't it? Right? Is he Rodney? Are you meaning an angle? As in, like, maybe you're wanting to do a miter cut? And no, if that's what you're asking about, no, you can't do an angle cut.
Army dogs.
I'm not sure if you mean because there's Rich and I have talked about ways of doing miters with the laser, but you're not going to do it with just your average laser.
Well, I've actually created a jig just for that. So this is it right here. So that you would have to create a jig, and I didn't actually create this. All I did was download it and printed it, and it works perfectly for making the mitered corners. And I got that from what's the name of that website?
Boxes PY.
Yeah, boxes.py.
Nice.
Boxes.py. All I did was download the file. I cut it out because I needed to make some mitered corners on a small box, and this worked absolutely perfectly. All right, guys, we are way past. It's 10:19. We should have been finished 45 minutes ago.
And
But-
we're nowhere near. At least I don't think.
We could probably go all night. Patrick
Yeah.
needs to go. Patrick, thanks for being here. We're going to end in just a minute. But Patrick, you can jump out now if you want to say your goodbyes.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump off of here and go grab something to eat and get my blood sugar up a little
Thanks
bit.
for being here,
But,
Patrick.
Thanks for all the donations, everybody, and thanks for your support. I greatly appreciate it. Have a great weekend. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks for the live demos, Patrick.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. You have a good weekend too.
All right. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
we're down to the last couple minutes, Steve. Check those comments.
LightBurn Expo in October. We're all going to be there.
We are going to be there, and it's going to be in Peoria, Illinois. I have it written down on a sticky note right here. October 27th to October 29th. It is called the LBX Convention, and I don't have the email with my hotel confirmation. Steve, do you remember the name of the hotel? Go to lightburnsoftware.com.
Yeah.
And in the events section, you'll see it there.
I'm taking my room with me, so I didn't pay anything.
Yeah. Well, but you have to park in the parking lot, though.
Yeah, it's at the convention center. It's all I know. And here you go, the 24-hour live stream.
We can keep going. Let's do it, Steve. Let's stay for 24 hours.
Man, I'm looking for question marks, girls and boys. Looking for question marks.
We still have 110 people
You know
watching.
what? And I know what. And you know what? I finally got to the bottom. So if you have a question that has not been addressed, right now is the time to put it because we're getting ready to wrap this up. But
This is it. Final call.
I'm at the bottom, and I can get to your question right now if you have that question.
Thank you for all the well wishes.
Guys, yeah, I'm blown away by the donations tonight and the support. I appreciate it. I appreciate those that did not know to subscribe. Lorraine, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I will, as soon as we get done here, I'm going to post the pencil distribution box file available on hobowithwood.com. It will be 100% free for the next 24 hours. There is already a video on my YouTube channel showing the assembly process. Question mark, Rich, question.
I want to say thank you to Wendy, Wendy Phillips, because Wendy is our chat moderator, and she's always here. And I just can't tell you how much we appreciate you being here for us.
Yep. Thank you, Wendy. I don't know, Jack, what you're talking about there. Let's see. Rich question, website question.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
My website is lahobbyguy.com. My other website is engraveandcutfiles.com.
When will you give the 10 watts drawings?
Not for a while.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing the 20 watt now, the 30 watt next, and who knows what after that. The LMR edition lasers that we have in our possession are not going to be done until after Rolly Automation finishes with their donated lasers that are going to be shipped anywhere. So you probably want to stick around for those more than ours.
Can you take a logo or image and make it 3D?
No.
Yeah.
You got a 3D printer? You can.
Yeah.
You can't do anything in 3D on a laser. You can do 2D looking.
David, as soon as I get off of this live stream, I'm going to be posting that. And once again, where can I get the pencil box? Kate, go to hobowithwood.com, and it'll be in my digital files download. And just as soon as I get off here, I'll make it live.
Thank you, Mr. Snake Stomper. We'll see you in the next one.
B said, why are you still here? I left the stream running, had to step away, came back, and you're still here. Good night. Got to go to bed.
Do you know the price of the 20 watt? Bob is asking. Yeah, I've already answered that. That I believe the projected price is going to be $11.99 for the 20 watt / 10 watt.
Not a question, just a comment, a wealth of information. Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We do the best that we can.
How can I turn a logo into 3D layered cut file?
You'd have to create 3 different, 3, 4, or 5 different layers of the same file.
Oh,
Okay, now I understand the question
okay.
better.
Well, no, that's actually from a different poster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you do it using offsets. That's how I do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I actually create completely different files for each one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rodney, that angle jig is boxes.py.
All right.
EasyCAD 3 with an STL file. Thank you, Kate. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going to say goodnight, everybody. It is 10:25, 11:25 on the East Coast, and I think we've went way beyond our welcome. We've dropped under 100 viewers. Still, that's a great number. I want to thank you all so much for being here. It doesn't matter whether you use millimeters per minute or per second, inches, whatever you want to use is fine. Nothing changes in the laser
Yeah,
system.
nothing changes. It's just terminology.
It's your perception.
Yeah, people in diodes are used to millimeters per minute. I had to switch. I was using seconds. All right, guys.
Jack, I'm going to eat. I'm not going to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to hang up. I'm going to get off here and go make that pencil box live.
All right. Thank you, Steve, for being here tonight. No, you're looking the wrong way. You're over there. Thank you, everybody, for being here in the live stream. We really appreciate you being here. We will be back in 2 weeks' time, and we're going to have an even better stream in 2 weeks. Wait till you see the next project. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We'll see you all in the next one. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night.